The rift between the United States of America and India seems to increase each and every day. The latest cause of that being Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, decided to slam India with 25% tariff. All goods which are now going to the United States of America from India, 25% tariffs will apply on those goods and services. So why is India alone which is facing this challenge? It's because it's having business deals with the Russian Federation. But India has come out with critical evidence which most people need to see and find out why is the United States of America deciding to signal out India as the only country which is doing business with Russia, because they accuse India of enabling Russian Federation to continue the war in Ukraine. But India has said the European Union has been doing business with Russia for the last since the war began. They have been doing business with Russia and they have been purchasing liquefied gas from Russia. So the European Union is not being attacked by the United States of America, but it's only India which is being accused of enabling a war machine to continue in Ukraine. So Donald Trump went to the European Union. He coerced them to have tariffs imposed on their goods and services, said that they can exchange investments in the United States of America. So the European investors can decide to go and invest in the United States of America. That's why it seems Donald Trump doesn't have any evil against the European Union. But now the only friend who is remaining is India. Now India is the only scapegoat who is left to be manipulated by the United States of America. We should not forget there is kind of a famous quote statement which was said by Henry Kissinger, which said, to be an enemy of the United States of America is dangerous, but to be a friend of the United States of America, it's fatal. It's fatal. So that's exactly where India finds itself. India poses as a friend of the United States of America, while China and Russia seems to be extreme enemies of the United States of America. But now, since the United States of America has found out that bullying China is not an easy task, they have decided to go on and start bullying India. That's why you end up finding that India is the only country which is signaled out as the one which is fueling a war which is going on in Ukraine, that's between Russia and Ukraine, while the European Union, even if despite them buying like 65 billion liquefied gas from Russia, it's now India who is the only individual who can be tracked by the radar of the United States of America. So that's why India has found itself in a difficult position. But we need to understand also India, when the tariff war began from Donald Trump's side, India was kind of the first country to kind of present itself to the negotiating table. But it seems those fruits of negotiating with the Americans are not going to reap and rewards to the Indian sides. So Indian sides, they may better start pressing for impact, because things are going to be tougher as the United States of America see that India is going to be more lenient, ready to have a conversation with the United States of America. So there are other individuals who may end up criticizing the likes of Donald Trump that he is pulling India, but at the end of the day, if you don't have the power to fight back, you will always be bullied. So that's why India needs to put itself in a powerful position, not to be bullied any further. But also, I've seen people from India are ready to fight back, more especially those who are in power. They have said that the United States of America should stop its hypocrisy, because the United States of America and the European Union are the ones who are also buying goods and some other services from the Russian Federation, which also enables the war machine which Russia is continuing on in Ukraine to prosper. But at the same time, this war was started by NATO, and the United States of America being one of those individuals who initiated this war, because they intended to ignore the security concerns of Russia. Now that the Ukrainians are paying the highest price So there are other some products which are going to go to strangers, the likes of India, the likes of, let's say, China and other countries, many countries which are not part of this war. So what are your thoughts about the response of the Indian people in tackling the tariffs which have been put on them by the President of the United States of America, that's Donald Trump? Are Indians in a position to fight back, or they should wait for some time and at the moment either accept those tariffs and move on, or they are ready not to buy the Russian oil? I would like your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You can share, like. See you in my